Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Elite Zone podcast, where we help real estate agents market better, hustle more, grind harder, but also work smarter and become the visible agent in their market. I've got Miss Blake Ferretti with me. How you doing this morning, Blake?
I am good. How are you?
I'm good. Boom. There we are. Looking good. You got your gloss on? You're feeling
Got
good?
well, we're feeling good. How are you feeling? You feeling good?
Awesome. I'm feeling good. Absolutely. It's it's Friday. We get the opportunity to drop some value, help out some real estate agents, and that's always a good thing. And today, we're talking about visibility versus marketing, what actually drives growth. So,
Yeah.
kind of, we want to show agents that it's not endless marketing tasks, but real online visibility that leads to steady growth. And we want to make sure that we can help them see where their time, their energy, and their money really should be going in 2026 here, right? Because there's always the new flashy tool, new AI this, new this, we guarantee that, we guarantee this, but it's really, at the end of the day, steady, consistent visibility, strategy. There's no real shortcut. There's just, working smarter. So, why agents are working harder, or why are they working harder than ever and feel like they're spinning their wheels? What do you think?
Yeah. I think that it all comes down to the foundation. When you don't have like that like concrete foundation, it's just like a house. I always like to kind of like use it as that, right? When you have that solid foundation, no matter the storm that comes, nothing's going to break it down, right? Yeah, there might need to be some adjustments. Maybe you renovate the house a little bit, but the same thing comes to your business. When you have a solid foundation, as things change, in this case, AI is taking over and stuff like that. Like it's just more of updating, but not necessarily changing, right? So when you have a visibility foundation, you understand, okay, I have my brand, I have my messaging, I have a system that
Mm,
allows me to do it all in one platform at one area where you're not feeling like I'm using this tool, I'm using this platform, I'm using this. And like you might be doing it right. You might be using and like doing the correct marketing, but because you're all over the place, all those efforts and because it's not a solid foundation kind of gets missed. And so I would always bring it back foundation, foundation, foundation.
yep, absolutely. I love that. And I mean, we hear a lot about, should I post more often? Should I try the new tool? Should I be spending more money? But still, agents are ending up feeling invisible or not getting the results that they want. So I love how you put that. And I think, marketing versus visibility, when we really like think about these two things, marketing, is campaign based. It can be more short term, right? Like ads or boosting posts or creating a new funnel or following trends. But visibility, that's different. That's long term. That's asset based. That kind of thing compounds over time, right? We're talking search presence. We're talking local authority, reviews, reputation, trust. That's the kind of thing that you can't really just dump a bunch of money into and expect
No.
it to pop up, right? So that's
Right.
what we're talking about when we're talking about, being visible and being visible for the right reasons. So how, with how consumers and how buyers and sellers have changed, they're researching way more before reaching out now. So to your
Yeah.
point, you're talking about Google, AI, maps, reviews, social proofs. I mean, by the time somebody actually reaches out, they've already made up their mind about
Who
you.
they're gonna choose. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. No, I 100% agree with that. And I always like to, because I know sometimes it can seem overwhelming, right? Like, if this is not your strong suit, which for most agents, it's not, right? Like, they thrive and they excel. And the reason they got into this business is because they want to help buyers and sellers, with their properties. They want to help people get into their dream homes, negotiate, help them get the best deal. So all of this marketing can seem like overwhelming and like, oh my God, it's another thing I need to do to keep up with the time. But really, it's just about being like you, right? And I like to kind of break it down of like marketing is the messaging, right? Like you said,
Mhm.
it's the ads, it's maybe boosting your social, you know, maybe just posting on social in general. That's the message that you're getting across to your audience or potential client. Where the visibility is really the distributor to allow you to get that message across. So if you don't
Ah,
have, you know, the distribution of your message, then there is no growth. And I think that that's where understanding it in that way, you know, for us, it helps our clients understand a little better of like, oh, okay, that's what marketing means. That's what visibility means.
mhm.
Now I know how to go about making sure I'm visible because yeah, a lot of these agents, you know, back I would say even I would say I don't know, 5 years ago even maybe let's say, where you were kind of competing with other agents at the appointment, right? Like people would meet
Totally. Yep.
go to appointments. They were, you know, give me your listing presentation. I want to see what you can do for me.
Right.
Or
Yep.
buyers have consultations like, all
Yep.
right, how can you help me? What do you offer? Where it's no longer a competition at the appointment, it's competition now for the search.
Yes.
So if you're not coming up when they're saying, hey, real estate agent near me, or, you know, I'm looking for luxury properties, who is the best agent to get me what I need? And you're not coming up, you lost already, which
Yep.
is the reality. But the fun part is, you know, here at Agent Elite, that's where we help and guide agents how to become visible, how to be that person that when you're searching, it's you that's coming. Now,
Yep.
is there always work that has to be put in? Of course, but we make it, you know, manageable and easier to get to that goal. So that way you're not competing, you know, with yourself. You're in. You're able to compete with everyone now.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I love how you put that, how you're not competing for the listing, you're competing for the search to even be chosen as the agent to represent. So, you know, and the algorithms, I mean, that's why, like, for example, like as a marketer, when I'm scrolling on social media or somebody's like, "Hey, you got to check out this new tool or this new service." If I go to their website, like for sure, the copy's going to be great, the visuals are going to look good, everything's going to look like this is the thing that just I need, right? But then if I go to AI and I say, "Hey, I saw this new tool. Is this legit? Like, what do you think? Can you do some research?" And then it pulls up a whole bunch of reviews and it's like, you know, X, Y, and Z said that's a scam. X, Y, and Z said, you know, don't trust this. You know, it's not legit, or they're not, you know, they're not ethical, whatever, right? Like Chat
Yeah.
GPT and AI can analyze all this. So if you don't have any authority or you don't have any entity trust in the eyes of AI, it doesn't matter how great your visuals are. It doesn't matter how good your copy is. And unfortunately, the most tragic thing is it doesn't even matter if you're a good agent anymore. Like, you're not even in the pond, right?
Yeah. Yep. And I think that's the biggest thing. You hit it right on the head where all like the agents that have been in the industry for 20 plus years, one, like they've seen change. So they know, hey, I need to adapt and I need to be flexible with what it is now, which is AI and kind of adjusting to that. But the ones that really thrive, especially in the next 5 plus years, are the ones that understand like it is all about getting out in front of people and making sure like they're number one. I mean, once again, I will say it till I'm blue in the face. About 44% Yex's came out with a report, their
Mhm.
2025 report that said 44% of consumers are using AI tools, voice searches more now than ever. And that number is just going to increase. That was at the
Yep.
end of 2025. Now, think about all the AI systems that are enhancing.
Yep.
And so, yeah, no, I 100% agree with that.
For sure, and I mean, like, down the road, AI is gonna learn so much about you that it's just gonna start suggesting things before you even search. You know what I mean? Like, I just there's, like, a new one that a new app that came out, I think it's pretty new, but it's called Hero, and I'm sure there's a whole bunch like it, but it gives you it's like a whole entire daily briefing, and it weaves in everything, your texts, your emails, the weather, the things you've been searching, it knows, like, it just, like, explains, like, "Hey, Max, you might be interested in this," and it'll, like,
Yeah.
suggest things, right? So that's the reason. And so the common reasons, if I'm an agent and I'm like, okay, Max and Blake, you guys are talking about it's important entity trust and consistency and all that. So let's talk like the common reasons why agents don't have that. And we talked about this just last week, but the first one is inconsistent online information, right? And this is something that's not rocket science. You can go change this, or you can talk to us at Agent Elite, and we've got our local presence tool and online listings management. But that's something that's easy. So inconsistent online information, what does that mean?
Yeah. So inconsistent data, I mean, it could be as simple as you have on your Google profile your business address and you're in Suite 101. But maybe on your Facebook, your address doesn't include the suite number. Or maybe the suite spelled different. Maybe it's
Ah,
SCE, rather than it fully spelled out.
yep.
Just little things like that count as inconsistencies. Now, we could go even further where, I mean, it's pretty common for agents to switch brokerages or maybe they branch off individually. Now, if you don't go into those programs and update your information yourself and say, oh, I was at, Keller Williams and now I'm at Compass, that little inconsistency of one program saying you're at Compass and another saying you're at Keller Williams, not only are people like, wait, who are they with? But
Yep.
the AI is like, is this the same person?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I can't give them ranking because I think it's two different people,
Yep.
but it's actually you. So inconsistent data is as small as the spelling of a suite number to as big as literally your brokerage, your name, everything is completely different.
And it ain't just about Google business profiles anymore, right?
It's
It's
not.
all across the board.
Every directory. And like the crazy part is, and obviously we're fortunate that we're in the industry, so we know about it, but there's
Mhm.
hundreds of directories out
Yep.
there. There's some that I'm like, this is a directory?
Yeah.
This is business.
Never even heard of it,
I've
right?
never even heard of.
Yep.
Which that's where, if you're not on that directory or your information's wrong on the directory, you unfortunately just are gonna have a tougher time ranking. You could be doing everything right. But if your information's inconsistent, it's never gonna get to that level that you're wanting it to.
Yep, love that, and that's right on the money. So, inconsistent online information, you guys gotta get that consistent. Next, weak or outdated local presence. So, if I am trying to sell homes in a specific neighborhood, but I
Mhm.
don't have any content attached to me that says anything about the neighborhood, what I know about the neighborhood, the fact that I serve the neighborhood, and basically online, AI or anybody searching can't tell that I'm a real estate agent in that neighborhood beyond what my broker profile website says. That's not great authority signals, right?
Yeah.
So
Correct.
what, you know, beyond having your broker website that just says where you are, what sort of authority signals beyond social posts and things like that should agents be doing? What kinds of content? Like, how do they build up a profile that tells search, hey, I'm the premier real estate agent in this specific neighborhood?
Yeah, absolutely. So, first, I would say make sure you're adding your service areas because a lot of times people do add their brokerage address, or maybe they work at, an office, their home office, and that's the address they put. So, that's going to be the main area that, AI is going to, they're citing these sources. So, they're going to cite that address.
Yep.
So, making sure you have, hey, these are the other communities I serve, whether it's on your website, it's on your, other listings and directories, make sure you have those other areas. Now, as far as creating authority, I like to take this from the man himself, Gary Vee.
Mm,
He said, and once again, love that he said this. If you want to excel in a specific area, you need to be the mayor. Okay. You need to know not just the like local area, but like you want to know the mom and pop owner of the coffee shop in the area. You want to understand the school systems in the area. Like interview people
Yep.
in the community
Yep.
to show not only are you knowledgeable in this neighborhood and know like the benefits and the deals, but knowing the community and the people that actually live there, that's how you're gonna excel. That's how you're gonna get your name out there. So then when people are like, "Oh, I'm looking for, an agent," oh, call on Blake. She's awesome. Like that's where you build that connection.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think that's great. I'm a big Gary V fan myself as
Yeah.
well. Um, yeah, I mean, to your point, a real estate agent, if you ask, what's your job? And they say, I help people buy and sell homes. I always say, no, you're the community expert in where you help people buy and sell homes, right? Because, you have to sell the lifestyle. If you
Yeah.
know in this neighborhood, it's very attractive to a certain demographic because of the restaurants, the vibe, the schools, there's things for young people to do, or maybe there isn't things for young people. Maybe it's more, suited for different lifestyles. Then in your marketing, in your outreach, in
Mm.
your brand, you can reflect that so it resonates with people. Like, I see a lot of listing videos and a lot of them, they show the house, beautiful properties, but there's not much beyond just the pictures and the video of the house. Now, I've seen some agents, like for example, there's one that I saw that was a beachside property, and it was like a woman doing yoga on a deck, and then
Oh,
the next scene was like people in the backyard, like entertaining. So, like that was like way beyond. But I immediately it clicked like, "Oh, okay, so this is like what I would look like in this house." So if you can show a buyer, this is what your life would be like in this neighborhood, in this house. That goes beyond the house. So
yeah.
I love that you mentioned being the mayor, right? You have to
Yeah.
own the whole area. And then being talented, that doesn't mean that people are going to find you anymore. That doesn't mean people are going to choose you. It doesn't matter how many years you're in the business. That's not going to guarantee you're going to show up. So you really have to, and then your referrals, they still Google you, right? Like
Oh, yeah.
I get referred. People say, "Hey, check this out. This is really cool." I'll be like, "Okay," and then I'll go. But I still Google it, or I still ask chat, like, "Hey, what's up with this? How does it
Yeah.
work? Is this good? What are the reviews like?" So, we're just, you can be the best agent in town. You can still lose to the most visible agent. Period. Right?
Well, yeah. I mean, you're even seeing it now, where you have these, I would say, maybe like newer agents who are coming into the industry and they are like honing in on understanding like it's about visibility. They understand like I need to be active on my website. I need to be active on my social. I need to be active on my Google, my Facebook. Like they understand that. And so because they're understanding and then they're putting action behind it, they're outranking these, I would say, professional real estate agents who have
Yep.
been in the industry, who have, like, knowledge beyond years, but because they're not coming up, they're getting beaten by these newer, like, newbies in the industry. So, just because they're visible, now they people searching are like, "Well, I trust them. They're active, they're showing who they are, they must know
Yep.
all the tricks," you
Yep.
know? And that's where like, really being able to help people, not even people, but agents get to the next level of, like, you could, like, use this to your benefit. You have the knowledge, so now use all the tools that you have available to understand visibility and how to get visible to your advantage, so that way, not only are you visible, but now you have the years to back it too.
Yeah. Yep. I love that. I love that. So there has to be like a shift in thinking from,
Yeah.
it's not necessarily doing more, posting more, chasing platforms. It's being found more, owning presence. And like I love when I go to an agent website and they've got their communities that they serve like built out really nicely. if you can click into them, and it's got segmented blog posts about the community. It's got articles, and it's not just homes and market reports. It's best restaurants. It's the schools. It's things to do. It's community events. It's kind of like a whole like you could get information on the whole neighborhood just by visiting this real estate agent's website. So that, and if you ramp that up and double down on that, I think that's a great way to, really hook that you are a premier knowledgeable agent in that area, and then make sure that that's deployed everywhere you possibly can online, and it's consistent. That's really like the name of the game. So, um, talk a little bit about visibility. This I call this the visibility growth flywheel. I don't have any, cool graphic that I can pull up on the screen, so I'm just going to kind of walk through it. But I want to talk about how visibility compounds. And I know you've seen this, right? Like you try something for, we get agents that say, "Well, I've been doing this for 3 months. I'm not seeing anything. Or I've been doing this for 6 months." Like I get it, right? It goes like this. You're visible, and then you get trust.
Yep.
When you get trust, that's when you start to get inbound conversations, right? When the conversations come in, then you have the opportunity to get clients, right? When you get clients, then you can get reviews and you have good content. And when you get reviews, you're going to get more visibility. So it's like, but it starts with the visibility, and then
Correct.
trust is the biggest thing, because if you're not trusted online, AI is not going to recommend you. Google is not going to recommend you. And even if you're trusted, but you're, the 20th most trusted agent, and there's 19 people that are more trusted than you, even if you're in the top echelon, you're still probably going to lose out, So I think that, visibility, it's like the only strategy that gets stronger while you sleep. It just
Yeah.
compounds the more you do the mundane stuff. So what do you tell agents that come and they're like, "Hey, I've been doing this blog thing for a long time and I don't see like a bunch of leads coming in."
I'm gonna say, well, what's a long time to you? So,
Right.
because that could mean a lot of different things. I like to just bring it back once again, foundation of like when you got into the real estate business, like within 3 months, you probably weren't getting deals. And I'm not talking about your friends, I'm not talking about your family that you are usually kind of getting those first deals with to kind of, get some listings under your belt. I'm talking about the organic like deals you were getting to buyers and sellers. How long did that take you? How long did it take you to build up your brand, right? It didn't take 3 months. It didn't take six. And honestly, probably didn't take a year either. Probably took longer.
Yep.
So, just like reflecting, because I think a lot of times, and I blame it on our phones,
Yeah, right.
we get this in, I think about like TikTok, right? It's 20-second video and you're like, next, next, next. So it's
Yep.
like that clicks that
Yep.
our brains have almost been like switched to wired to like think about. So we think, oh, it didn't work in 3 months. It's not working. It must not
Yeah.
be working.
It's the instant gratification economy that we live in that says, "Well, this should be all I want to do is like press a button and have everything work out."
Yeah. And
Right?
if you listen to any of the like top, real estate agents, like they'll tell you like it doesn't happen overnight. And if someone is telling you it does, they're lying. Like they're
Yep.
lying. So I like to just let people know like it takes time. If you give it even just a year of actually putting in work. Now, there's more than just blogging, right? Like
Of
once again,
course.
exactly the funnel you just said, right? Creating that trust, creating with that trust comes inbounds, comes clients, but you want to make sure you're nurturing, what systems
Mhm.
do you have in place that's nurturing these clients to get more, to then get more referrals. So there's a lot into it. And if you only give it 3, 6, 12 months, you're not going to see results. And you're going to start back at square one with a new program, with a new system, and you're going to do the same thing, try it for
Yep.
3 to 6 months, and then you're going to be back into the cycle of, well, it didn't work, so I must find something else. I want to say at least a year. Give something 1 year of your time and effort.
Consistently. Yep.
consistently. Now, yes, things come up and things happen, of course, but try it out. And at that point, if you need to then adjust. But I think the biggest thing is try something for a year or more with consistency, and then you're going to see the results. And that's something that we can now more guarantee rather than, not being realistic.
Yeah, 100%. I love that, and, that's really the value of having a mentor, a coach, a consultant, or a company, like what we do at Agent Elite. Like, part of our philosophy is, like, we get it. You guys are really, really, really busy. You don't
Yeah.
want to be doing all of this technical stuff. You want to be having the creative conversations with potential buyers and sellers and helping them, buy and sell homes. So the agents, the reason why they don't execute visibility well isn't, it's nothing to do with talent or passion or anything like that, but it can be, like you said, it's too fragmented, right? There's this over here, then this over here, then this brokerage has these tools. Maybe I should go, oh no, never mind. This is what this content creator said I should do. And,
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom. Or it's too technical. I got to log into 200 different online business profiles and make sure my information is correct. Like, are you kidding me? That's going to
Yeah.
take forever. It's too time consuming. So that's why we introduced the idea of, a system over just tactics,
Yep.
infrastructure over just efforting and white knuckling it, because we have the tools that can help with this kind of thing. So speaking on that, local presence, automation, behavioral tracking, done for you execution, this kind of stuff, how does this make a difference in the visibility shift and how an agent's business runs if we're talking, 30, 60, 90, 6 months, a year down the road? When you implement these, what happens?
Yeah. So the nice thing at Agent Elite, we kind of have like a all-in-one system, right? Like we have your website, we have the IDX, we have the AI tracking behavior. So you know who's being active, you know where to go. You have your local presence where it's, keeping you consistent, accurate, giving you authority. You have the design studio that allows you to create branding, whether it's social posts, flyers, newsletters, like whatever it is, like that whole all in one where it's with one company or one system. If you be consistent with all of the, I guess, strategy that we give you, depending on what your goal is, right? Because everyone's at a different level, and
Mhm.
you're consistent with that, uh, the results you're going to see is you are going to become visible. You are going to be in the right stage of where you need to go to beat your competitor. Our local presence tool, it shows you, hey, this is where you're at, and this is where your competitor is at. This is
Mhm.
what they're doing, and this is what you're not doing. So it allows you to say, okay, hold on, let me back up for a second. Let me analyze what's going on and the top agents in my area are doing. So that way now I'm like, oh, I need to, add a few more blog posts about, San Diego, California. That's going to help me try to level up. Sweet. I'm going to go do that. Oh, I need to get another review because I'm maybe five behind the number one competitor in my area. I'm going to go do that. Right.
Yep.
So it's like just being consistent with a system that's an all in one that allows you to be efficient and allows you to do what you're good at. It just helps overall your business grow.
Absolutely. And so what I'm hearing is, you get full transparency into your own rank and your own business. But, just as any smart business person would do is when you go into a market, you look at who are my competitors, what are
Yeah.
they doing? And I've heard this, lots of different entrepreneurs have said this, but I think it was like Zig Ziglar that said, if you do what the other people are not willing to do, that's how
Yep.
you can outrank them, right?
You stand
So
out. You
you
stand out
stand out.
too.
Exactly. So that's important. And the purple cow, that's the visible cow. Out of all the brown cows, the purple cow is the one who stands out. So
Yeah.
I love that. Now, all of this system though, is it like $1 million, or I mean, is it reasonable? Like, I know there's the agents out there that are already doing really well. Maybe they're like, yeah, cool. There's the agents that are just kind of starting. They want to build, their presence up. So, what's that like? And you don't have to throw out prices, but this is something that's manageable for
Yeah.
newer agents and as well, and people like first getting into the business, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So the nice thing is we have packages and then we also have a la carte products. So once again, it aligns and we can put together things that align with where you're at in your journey, what you need, not what you
Right.
want, but what you
Right.
need.
Yep.
That's a key thing. So that way, at the end of the day, you can get on any of our products or tools or packages. I always like to say, if you are curious or you want to see what that is, of course, go to agentelite.com and we have all of our platforms and softwares and solutions listed out on there if you want to dive deeper into like what that pricing actually looks like. But it's affordable. It
Yep.
allows agents to look at where they're at in their journey and where they're trying to go and aligning that with the product that goes with it.
Awesome. Yeah, yeah. And I love too, we talk about visibility a lot, but it's not everything because once you are visible and you have, people visiting your website, people
Yeah.
maybe you're getting more inquiries, you're getting more, requests to talk on the phone, then to your point, like you said, it's the nurture, it's the automation, it's the behavioral tracking. So hey, Joe Schmo has looked at this listing on your website 4 times in the past week. That's
Yeah.
probably somebody you should reach out to right away, so you're on the ball with that. Because, like, it's a great problem to have if you're getting tons of people banging down your door, but if you can't manage the
Yep.
volume or if you're not engaging and nurturing the right way, then yeah, it's hard to see that all the way through. So, I love that, and definitely, yeah, like, go, check out Agent Elite, give us a call. I mean, even if you don't do any business with us, you're still gonna we front load value. You're still gonna get
Yeah.
value. We're still gonna help you out. But the big takeaways really, guys, I think, what Blake and I are trying to say is that if you're just doing marketing, that can create spikes in your visibility. It can create traffic to your website maybe, but it's not going to create the momentum and the compounding effect that true visibility does when you're building a solid, visible real estate brand where you're trusted and you're trusted across the internet with AI and your reviews say so, your reputation says so. So I think that's really, really good. And we talked about the algorithm rewarding consistency, and sometimes consistency over creativity. Like,
Yeah.
that's another Gary Vee thing is,
Yeah.
he always says, look, in the beginning, just do quantity because the more you do, like, you'll get better. Things will get better, but if you don't start or if you're too hung up on making everything perfect, then you're never going to get going in the first place. So, be consistent, stick with things, and the visibility is going to determine your opportunity before effort. So, that's like the biggest thing here. If people can't find you, they can't choose you no matter how good you are. So,
100%.
this week, Blake, what's the challenge? What do you want the agents to go do this week if we're talking about how to get visible, baby? Let's go.
Yeah. So, everyone that's listening right now, I want you to go out and challenge yourself to ask for this month, right? We're going to do this month. I want you to get 5 more reviews before the end of January. Go out there, ask family and friends, ask the clients you've worked with, ask, your escrow and title, ask the people that are close to you for reviews because they know how you work, they know how you communicate, and they know what a good person you are. Get that credibility. So that's the challenge. 5 reviews for the rest of this month. You can do it if you put your mind to it. So go out there and get it done.
I love it. She added a little rhyme there. You can do it if you put your mind to it.
Yes.
Guys, check us out, agentelite.com. Grab the Visible Agent Playbook. This is going to outline the majority of what we're saying here. Very, very in depth. That's agentelite.com/visible. Check out our IDX websites with AI Assist. Check out Design Studio. We mentioned, the ability to make tons of different designs, social posts, branded, very, very quickly. Go check it out. All right. That's the least you can do. And then get out there, ask for those reviews. Even if you didn't sell them a house, if you've offered any value at all, they can still give you a review.
Yes.
hey, I haven't bought yet, but Blake's been really helpful. She showed me all around the neighborhood and recommended some great restaurant. You know, like
Yeah.
if you're offering value, then you can ask for a review. That's okay. So I love it. Until we see you guys again, thank you for tuning into Elite Zone. And yeah, get out there, have a great week, and get on your grind, everybody.
Have a good one.
See ya.